Hey everybody, what's going on? So, I just got back from a walk and I decided to make a quick little video just to talk about the importance of exercise. And this video is pretty much going to be for the beginner. So, maybe you've never exercised at all or you're still fairly new in your exercise journey. This video is for you. I will make a series about different like exercise tips and tricks from like the just general information to the importance of cardio, the importance of strength training, the importance of mobility, flexibility, things of that nature. But this is just the very first video in the overall series, and this is for the beginner to someone who's like still not exactly a brand new beginner, but someone who's still fairly new in their fitness journey. Um, the reason why I feel like I'm kind of qualified to talk about this topic is, again, Savage Race finisher. I've done a couple Savage races, Spartan race. I've done all sorts of different races, martial arts for years, bachelor's degree in sports and exercise, physical therapy assistant, former martial artist. I've done a couple of things, in my day. I've taught kids martial arts, and again, I work mainly cardiovascular, physical therapy. So from heart transplants to vascular incidences and all sorts of different things like that. So I feel like I have some kind of qualification to talk about this. But just in general, the most important thing about exercise is to have fun. If you're not having fun with the exercise that you're doing, find something else. The reason why I say that is because if you enjoy what you're doing, you will more than likely do it for a longer period of time compared to if you don't enjoy that thing. So to keep it simple, find the thing that you're enjoying or that you're curious about and do that thing. If you're like, hey, I've heard about CrossFit but I've never tried it, try CrossFit. If you're like, hey, I've seen these exercise videos like how I used to do the beach body and all that stuff. If you're curious about it, try it out. See if you like it. If you do, perfect. If you don't, switch it up. If you've seen like bodybuilding exercises, try the bodybuilding exercises. If you like it, perfect. If you don't, try something else. If you're like, hey, I don't know where to start, then just move. Just move. Go. If you have a safe place to walk, go for a walk. If you're curious about exercise classes, do an exercise class. If you're like, hey, I want to try rock climbing, try rock climbing. If, whatever is going to get you to move more, do that thing. If you're like, I'm still hesitant with those things, another easy way you can just get more mobility in your life is just park a little bit further in your normal places that you park. So let's say if you have to go grocery shopping and you usually park in the very first place, as the closest place you can to the front of the store, park a little bit further away. That way you're getting a little bit extra steps in. At work, if you have like a two-story building that you work at, if you're able to go up and down the stairs, go up and down the stairs. If you're not able to go up and down the stairs, at least go down the stairs and then work your way on going up and down the stairs, just so you can work on getting your overall mobility up. Just those simple things can pay off in a long run. After that, after you're working on just getting your mobility up, I would say, again, find a thing that you enjoy, get your mobility up, and then work on finding a way to get it consistent. So let's say if your goal is to work out 5 days a week, perfect. That's a perfect goal. However, if you're like, I'm not certain I can work out 5 days a week, but I can guarantee you that I can do whatever mobility is. I can guarantee I can do that 2 days a week. Do it 2 days a week, and then if you do a third day, that's bonus. But try to get to those 2 days a week consistently for, let's say, a month. After you've gotten those consistent 2 days, add that third day in of whatever that exercise is, whatever that mobility is, whatever that thing is. Try to get those 3 days a week. If you get a fourth day, perfect, even better. But get those 3 days, try that for a month. And it's like, okay, perfect. That way you're actually building a habit. You're building a habit with something that you enjoy. And again, if you enjoy the thing, it's easier to build a habit. It's easier to continue on with that thing. So again, find a thing that you enjoy, start off small, and slowly, incrementally go up from there. Those are some of the big easy things I would say. Also, you'll want to try to get some strength training in, some cardiovascular exercise in, and some kind of mobility work. Again, those can look, your cardiovascular exercise can be swimming, it can be walking, it can be jogging, it can be the elliptical, it can be a bike, it can be jump rope, it can be playing with your dog, playing with your kids, just getting some kind of cardiovascular exercise in, and then work on doing it for a longer period of time. So again, start off small and then slowly but surely increase the time that you're doing that exercise. Mobility work, not like hardly anyone gets enough mobility work in. We're always sitting down in that same posture, that hunched over posture, that is causing so many issues. The tight chest, you can't stretch properly. There are further issues that can cause with that very poor posture. Some people can get headaches, backaches, all sorts of things. So just getting some mobility work in is huge. Whether it's yoga, whether it's Pilates or some other kind of stretching routine, get some kind of stretching routine in. In regards to strength training, we need to get some strength training in. It doesn't have to be anything fancy. I'm not saying you have to go in there, for an hour and a half a day, 2 hours a day, 5 days a week on a stereotypical bro split. Like, hey, push, like chest day, arm day, leg day. If you want to do that, perfect. Nothing wrong with that. But it doesn't have to be that specific. It can be any way that you want to, as long as you're getting some kind of strength training in. If you're not sure what kind of strength training you should do, it's like, there's so many exercises. Like, there's the arm exercise, there's the back exercise, there's this. To keep it simple, you'll want to get something that's going to involve pushing, something that's going to involve pulling, something that's going to involve a type of squat, and something that's going to involve an overhead press, and then also, if you can do anything that's going to, again, get you on your feet and work core stability. I'm not saying do a bunch of crunches. I'm not saying that. If you want to do crunches, do some crunches. Nothing wrong with that. However, crunches can be very hard for people. So instead of focusing on getting the 100, 200 crunches a day, work on something that's going to involve some stability. One of my favorite exercises is called a suitcase carry, and you're pretty much holding an implement in one hand. You're working on just keeping your posture upright, and you're just walking a certain distance, or you're marching. And the reason why that's such a great exercise is because if you're holding an implement in one hand, let's say if you're going grocery shopping and you just got all your groceries out the cart and you have your groceries in one hand, your body wants to lean to the side where the groceries are. However, your other side has to contract or tighten to keep your body upright. So your core actually has to work to keep you upright so you don't lean over. So that's a great exercise that you can work. Again, it's called a farmer's carry. A suitcase carry. A farmer's carry is a little bit different. You have an implement in both hands. You can do it, just one implement holding down. You can get a little more advanced and have the thing up in the air. You can do a farmer's carry. You have something in both hands. Those are great exercises. If you want to do planks, do planks. I'm not a fan of them. Again, that's just me. If you want to do planks, do some planks. There's so many different things that you can do. Anything that's going to get you on your feet, your core is going to be involved in some way, shape, or form. Your core has to contract so your body can stay stable. So if you're able to do something that's going to get you on your feet, if you're able to do some of the different exercises, the squatting exercise, the overhead pressing exercise, or the pulling exercise while you're on your feet, your core is going to be involved. So again, if you want to know 2 birds, 1 stone, like, hey, I would do standing overhead dumbbell press. So you're standing up and you have a dumbbell and you're just pushing it over your head. That's gonna work your shoulders, and also that's gonna work your core, because your core has to stay tight so you're not leaning over, falling, all those other different things. So those are some of the big things I would say. Find an exercise that you enjoy, or find some kind of mobility that you enjoy, because not a lot of people think like, oh, walking, that's not exercise. Walking is actually really good exercise, but also sometimes it's the terminology that we use. So that's why I say exercise or mobility. So find the exercise or mobility that you enjoy. Start slow, slowly build it up. And if you're confused about what strength training you should do something that's going to involve pushing, something that's going to involve pulling, something that's going to involve an overhead press type activity, something that's going to involve a squat, something that's going to involve your core stability. Again, if you're able to get on, standing up and get your core stability in, that's great. Two birds, one stone. Get some cardiovascular exercise in, because again, your heart is the most important muscle that we have. It cannot be understated. There's so many things that just working on your overall cardiovascular health can improve. It's not even funny. So just work on your cardiovascular activity. If you want to walk, walk. If you want to swim, swim. Jog, competitive dance, whatever your cardiovascular activity is, anything that's going to get your heart rate up a little bit, do that thing. And again, you want to get some kind of mobility exercise in. Mobility, flexibility, you want to get that in, because there's so many things that just a lack of flexibility, because you hear all the time, someone bent down, their back went out, or it's like, hey, I can't reach down to get this thing off the floor. You gotta work on your overall mobility, you gotta work on your flexibility, so you don't fall into that trap of, hey, I can't do this thing, I can't bend down and play with my kids, I can't bend down and play with my dog, I can't put my shoes and my socks on. So get something that's going to involve some overall mobility, flexibility, some kind of jewels like that. So those are just some basic exercises, exercise tips and tricks I wanted to give you guys. Again, I'm going to make this like a whole entire series of talking about the importance, why we do certain exercises, why we, again, other core strengthening exercises that we do, the importance of flexibility and greater depth, the importance of cardiovascular exercise, the importance of drinking water while you're working on your overall health journey. A lot more to come. Stay tuned. If there's any other questions, comments, any other tips that you want to hear about, drop them in the comments. I'll love to interact with you guys. And we'll go from there. All right, later.